2 hours before midnight, 10 p.m., with the full moon high in the sky reflecting off the erratic sea of Thebes, 500 Scythian lunatics strafed from the open pass of Thermopylae, silently heading for the unsuspecting Persian army. Standing on another high plateau carved by hand into the side of the mountain, myself and other Greek warlords viewed the unfolding proceedings. The lunatic's task was to rush Xerxes' personal tent and kill him. Xerxes, confident in his men and might, had his tent placed near the front lines in a show of arrogance and open contempt. To be honest, we were just testing their security, just wanting to see how close the lunatics could actually get to the tent. But if they are successful, if they can kill the head of the snake, the rest of the body will slither back to Persia. No one faults me in this decision. The lunatics believe that they are priests, fists of vengeance for the moon. Their God will protect, or if not, at least receive them warmly at the end. With all of them being left-handed, it may allow them to get further in a surprise attack. The sounds of men screaming and dying reaches our ears as the commotion moves closer and closer to Xerxes' tent. All the warlords and myself included become excited as we see the fighting around the Persian king's tent. Clash of steel and screams escalates as the large garish tent falls, and abruptly all is silent. And after a few moments, the Xerxes tent begins to rise again. We failed, but drew first blood. I started this war with 7,000 men under my command, and just sacrificed 500 for a long shot. The Persian king has just learned his first lesson to bring out Greek warfare. Now I'm counting on him wanting to return the favor in kind. It has been a fruitful day. In the morning, the Persian camp with the war drum sounding have been busy. I returned to the observation abutment with Demophilius, the general of the Thespians, who by default, and with the mutual consent of the other warlords, has become my second in command of this coalition. In addition, a Hebrew Helot, who also by default has become my de facto advisor. Josiah is his name, and he fought alongside the Persians at Marathon. In quieter moments, he regales the warlords and myself with stories of his people, of how because of their disobedience to the one true God of gods, they were conquered by a man named Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Babylonians 80 years ago, who were in turn defeated by the Persian and Medes 12 years ago. And of how Xerxes' father, King Darius, threw one of their Hebrew leaders named Daniel into the lion's den, who escaped untouched because the hand of their God was upon him. Josiah said he was stunned that was the whole Persian Empire by that victory by the Athenians. Greek valor was on full display, from the outnumbered hoplites to witnessing the fierce fighting women, elderly, and children won him over to Greek culture. While 200 yards away, directly across from us, a hastily erected platform is visible. Soon it is becoming occupied by Xerxes and his retinue as they walk up the stairs. His assistant hands him a looking glass and he looks directly at me. I give him a thumbs up and a wink. And Josiah hands me a looking glass, and I see a frowning, chubby-faced man-kid with a slightly oversized crown. On one side of Xerxes' chair is a table with food and drink, and on the other side, on the ground, is a large game board with pieces. I hand the looking glass back to Josiah. My advisor, apparently with a flair for the dramatic, leaves without a word, and then returns with a table and a bag. He then opens the bag and begins to place a chessboard and pieces on the table next to my chair. Demophilus begins to laugh. I just grabbed my head.